This is the second part of Chapter 2 of Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing. My father picked up my brother and carried him off. "Go back to sleep, Peter," he said. "It's only 6 o'clock in the morning." I fell asleep for another hour, then woke up to an awful noise. It was Fudge, playing with his new train. It woke up everybody, including the Yarbys, but this time there was nobody they could blame. They were the ones who gave Fudge the train in the first place. Breakfast was a very quiet affair. Nobody had much to say. Mr. Yarby drank 2 glasses of Juicio. Then he told my father that he and Mrs. Yarby had their suitcases packed. They were leaving for a hotel as soon as breakfast was over. My father said he understood, that the apartment was too small for so many people. My mother didn't say anything. When Mr. Yarby went into Fudge's bedroom to pick up his suitcase, his voice boomed, "Hatcher!" My father ran toward the bedroom. My mother and Mrs. Yarby followed him. I followed them. When we got there, we saw Fudge sitting on the Yarby suitcase. He had decorated it with about 100 green stamps, the kind my mother gets at the supermarket. "See?" Fudge said. "See? Pretty." He laughed. Nobody else did. Then he licked the last green stamp and stuck it right in the middle of the suitcase. "All gone," Fudge sang, holding up his hands. It took my mother half an hour to peel off her trading stamps and clean up the Yarby suitcase. The next week, my father came home from the office and collected all the cans of Juicio in our house. He dumped them into the garbage. My mother felt bad that my father had lost such an important account, but my father told her not to worry. Juicio wasn't selling very well at the stores. Nobody seemed to like the combination of oranges, grapefruits, pineapples, pears, and bananas. "You know," Dad said, "I only drank Juicio to be polite. I really hated it." "You know something funny, Peter?" my father said. "I thought it was pretty bad myself." And that's the end of Chapter 2. So in Chapter 2, we find out that his dad, Peter's dad, works with companies, advertising companies. So like all the commercials that you see on YouTube or on regular TV, someone ends up paying so that you can watch that commercial for that product. So the dad works with people like that. So the company that he's working for is Juicio, where they sell juice with a very odd flavor. And the owner of Juicio comes over to their house. And Fudge, being the little 2-year-old that he is, ended up being pretty annoying enough for the Yarbys, the people that own the Juicio company, to decide to leave and ultimately not work with his dad anymore. So he didn't fire his dad, but he just wasn't going to work with him anymore, where he would have to be advertising for them. And that's the end of Chapter 2. See you tomorrow.